This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, I think we are good to start. The session recording has been started. Yeah, Dipti, please take charge and carry the demo. In between, if you guys are not able to hear or if you experience any issues, just leave the call and just join back, so it will be fine.
Yeah, thanks, Ishi. Yeah, hi all. Good evening. Welcome to Tosca training. Myself, Deepthi Manchakanti. I'll be your trainer for the next 40 days of the training period. So, let me introduce myself before going to the agenda of the today's demo. I have total 10 plus years of experience with IT industry, 6 years of experience with Tosca tool, and I've started my career as a developer. I worked with various clients like Ericsson, Nokia, and NSN. So these clients, I have been into various testing projects, and as part of Tosca, like I have been into, I worked into different kinds of application like desktop application, API testing. So into various testing like performance testing, unit testing, so manual experience. So this was a experience as part of Tosca tool, and yeah, I have done my MTech from BITS Pilani. So about the certifications part into Tosca, have done various certifications, AS1, AS2 certification, exploratory testing, and API testing certification as part of Tosca database testing certification. So this is the various testing certifications that I have done. I have covered as part of Tosca tool. And yeah, I've also given corporate level trainings to various companies for the Tosca tool. So this is about me, guys. So before going to, I mean, for the today's agenda, before going to Tosca, I'll be covering testing topics, and then I'll start with the Tosca overview. Okay. So the next slide I have placed here. So prerequisites to learn Tosca. So everyone will be having this doubt, right? So prerequisites to learn Tosca. So to be frank, we don't have any prerequisites to learn Tosca tool because if you see, it's actually very easy to learn and implement since it is a scriptless tool. So a person who don't have any IT experience, let's say if he is coming from a non-IT background, and any person who don't have any coding knowledge also can install and go over and learn the Tosca tool. So since it is a scriptless automation tool, it will be very easy to learn, install it, and implementing the test cases in the Tosca tool will be very easy. Okay. If you have some IT experience, it's also added value to it. But if you don't have any IT experience, it's also okay. No need to worry. You can go ahead and learn Tosca tool. Okay. So this is the prerequisites part of Tosca. So as I told you, we don't have any prerequisites to learn the Tosca tool. So any non-IT person who don't have any coding knowledge also can learn Tosca easily since it is a scriptless automation tool. And the next one, what you will be learning in this Tosca training. Okay. So as part of this Tosca training, we do have some live projects that I will be covering as part of the Tosca training. And as part of the curriculum, if you see, I'll be covering API based applications and API based testing from the Tosca side, and web based applications, and various areas in Tosca like exploratory testing, ARA functionality from Tosca, database testing, Excel automations. So I'll be sending the curriculum by end of the demo. You can have a clear picture of the curriculum that I'll be covering as part of this training. So by end of the training, I can guarantee you that from basic level of Tosca understanding to an intermediate level of Tosca understanding. So these at like basic level and the intermediate level of Tosca understanding, and also the new concepts that are coming as part of Tosca, like distributed executions, because most of the because most of the projects, right? Most of the companies are for are asking about the DEXT environments in Tosca, like distributed environments and working with the integration of Tosca with the Jenkins, okay, with Jiras and ALMs. So this is the main topics that the different projects are expecting. So these are the new topics that I would be covering as part of Tosca training. So as I told you, I'll be sending the curriculum by end of the demo. You can have a clear picture of it. If you have any doubts, please reach out to me. If you want to have some understanding on the curriculum part, I'll be free to help you. Fine. So before going to Tosca, as I told you, we'll be covering some testing topics. So basically try to understand what is testing, automation testing topic, and then we can go over the Tosca topic. So this is about the software architecture, guys. So software architecture, I placed it in a simple manner to understand it easily. So let's say I have divided into development and testing phase. So let's say we'll take one application as an example. Then we can understand the concepts over here. Let me open any of the application. Let's open Flipkart application. Flipkart, why I'm opening is it's a well-known application to everyone, right? So just wanted to make sure that you will be understanding the things easily out of this application. So meanwhile, can you see my screen? I'm opening a Flipkart application. Is it visible, guys?
Yes, we can see it. We can.
Yeah, we can see
Sorry?
Flipkart screen.
Yes, we can
Yes,
see.
we can see.
Okay, thank you. So this is a Flipkart application. Let's imagine this is a real-time application. When we are working in the projects, right? We do get the real-time environments, right? So to better understand the software architecture, so we'll take this as an application as an example. So let's say this is the application that we need to test or develop. So before prior to development or testing, we do generally get the requirements to understand the application, correct? So from where do we get the requirements as such? Like we have clients who will be sending the requirements to us, who will be defining the requirements. So can you please go on mute if no one is speaking? Please go on mute, guys, because there is a lot of disturbance. Thank you. So let's say imagine this is an application we want to test or develop. Okay. So what happens in the real-time environment? We do get the requirements as such. Okay. Requirements is nothing but the functionalities that will be explained in a clear manner, in a documented manner. So we generally understand the requirements of this particular application. Okay. Requirements of the functionalities of the application will be in this way. Okay. Like let's say there is a search button, there is a logo. This is login functionality. So there are this is a card button over here, more option over here. So these are the options that are available in this application. So let's say these are different business functions or the functionalities of the application or the requirements that we are getting from the client. So those will be documented in a detailed manner in a document called FRS document. Okay, that will be like FRS means functional requirement specification document. So that document will clearly explain all the business function or the high level functionalities of the application. So what happens in the development phase and the testing phase? Okay, before going to the testing phase, we do generally have a development phase, because once the development of the application is done, so everyone, all the users, you need to view them and try to go over this um, go over the various options that are present in the application, right? So in the development phase, what happens? We have set of developers who will try to develop this application. Okay, so the developers also will have this functional requirement document as such. So understand the requirements and try to develop the application. So let's say the development phase is done and the application is ready. Okay, so let's say for an example, this application, the entire application is moving to the production environment or live environment for use. Okay, so live environment for use. So what happens? So there might be chances there you can be getting some defects or some failures or some of the functionalities or most of the functionalities will be failing. Okay, in order to avoid those failures at the end users to use it. Okay, so once this development is done, we are trying to move this to the, we are directly moving it to production environment or live environment for use, right? So if that is failing in the live environment, what happens? There might be chances that these of the functionalities might be failing. So in order to avoid these failures at the live environment, we need to have a important phase called testing phase. Okay. So here in the testing phase, once the development is done, we will be having a testing phase. In the testing phase also, we have different testing concepts like testing areas, manual testing, automation testing, performance testing. Okay. So like API testing. Okay, so there are, it depends, like those are different areas that we will be having as part of testing concepts. But in the testing, if you see, we have manual testing and automation testing as a priority. Give me 1 second. So if you see, we were talking about manual testing and automation testing. So this comes under, these are different various testing in the testing phase. So why we need testing here? So as I told you, in order to avoid, in order to make the application a defect free, or in order to avoid the failures at the live environment, we have a phase called a testing phase. Okay, this is quite important as development phase, and this is about the software architecture, guys. I have divided into a simple terminology like development phase and testing phase. So if you see testing phase, we have manual testing and automation testing. Okay, so simple manual testing, if you see, what we generally do in manual testing. So what is a manual testing first? So if you see this application, so if you see this application, when we do the manual testing, what happens? Yes, as developers do, we also uses, the testers also try to understand the requirements, because we need to understand the high level functionalities or the functionalities that are available in the application. Try to understand the application, try to create the scenarios first and the test cases. Okay, in a manual way. Okay, as it name says, manually we'll try to open the application in a browser, try to, let's say this is a login functionality. Okay, you click on this login functionality. We generally, what we do as a manual process, we try to enter our name or a mobile number that is asking, and enter the password and click on the login. Okay, so this is the login functionality. So it's a manual process that you need to do. So as users, as testers, just to try to open the application manually in a browser and try to understand the requirements, create scenarios, create the test cases as per the test cases sheet. You'll go to the application and manually do the process, manually do the testing process, right? So this is about the manual testing phase. So once this is done, there is a different phase called, there is a different testing area, right? The automation testing. So when you go over the automation testing, so this is also quite important as a testing phase, like automation testing. It's a different way, like how do you automate your test cases? Like manually, you generally open the application manually and do the manual process. Okay, in the automation testing, it's a just a quite opposite. So you have some tools in order to you'll instruct the tool to do the testing process. In order to, if you go to the slide, so manual testing and automation testing, if you see, manual testing, we manually do the testing process. It's quite opposite to the manual testing is nothing but the automation testing. In the automation testing, it's nothing but we have some tools in the market, available in the market, right? UFT, Selenium, and Tosca. So using these tools, we'll try to instruct, you give some instructions to the automation tools and do the testing process. Okay, it's nothing but you automate your test cases and run those automated test cases simply using these tools. Okay, it's simply, instead of doing a manual process, we go over these tools and try to instruct something. Okay, you pass the instructions from your side so that tool will be doing your job. Simple. So this is about the software architecture in a simple terms. Fine. So Test automation architecture. So this is about the test automation architecture diagram. So we were discussing about I have opened one application over here, right? So this is nothing but the application under test. When you get this application under test, if you see, let it be any application. So graphical user interface or non, let's say a desktop application or a web-based application, any kind of application. So this is like application under test phase. And once we know the application, when you know about the application, so you generally have some business functions, right? Your business functions will be coming from the clients. So we have an FRS document in place, which will be detailed, like which will be deriving or deriving the entire functionalities of the application. So this is about the business functions. We'll understand the business functions generally. So we, in the sense, the testers. Okay, we are talking about the testing concept here, right? So as part of tester's job, they'll try to understand the business functions. Once this business functions is known, what we do, we generally go over and define your test cases. Okay, so these test cases or let it be scenarios. So first we derive the scenarios and then we'll define the test cases as part of the scenarios. So scenarios and test cases will be documented in an Excel sheet. Okay, this is the job of a manual tester, right? So once you define your test cases, then it will be next phase will be review and approval. So once the test cases and scenarios have been done, so next phase will be review and approval stage. So in the review and approval, what you do generally, once you define your test cases, you generally send the test cases sheet or the scenario sheet to the test leads or the test managers, and you get the peer reviews also. So once the reviews are done and approval is done, the next stage will be automated script. Okay, so you define your test cases, reviews and approvals are done. So now you will be automating your scripts. So automating the scripts will be done in the automation tools. Okay, as part of manual testing, what you do manually, you define your test cases and everything is set and a review and approvals are done. You just try to go to the application, try to open in the browser and manually do the process, manually test the functionalities of the application. So as part of the automation process, so you just open the tools, okay, create your test cases over there, let it be in a recorded way or automated way. So it depends on tool, okay. So nowadays we are not going on the recorded scripts, okay, because if you're going for the recorded scripts, then what is the use of the automation, right? So recording way, we are not going to use that. So yes, there is a functionality in the tools to record the test cases also. Okay, record the scenarios also from the application. So in the automated script phase, you define your test cases in the tool. Okay, so once the skeleton, okay, the skeleton or the skeleton of the test case is ready, so you need to instruct something to the test cases, right? So you need to pass some information. Let's say I want to open this application, I want to click on this button, okay, I want to click on this search and give some data. So this data is nothing but a test data, right? So that test data can be again in various formats. So simply you can go to the test cases and pass the test data. Otherwise, you can pass the test data, maintain the test data in a different way. Let it be CSV format, database format, spreadsheet format. Okay, spreadsheets, Excel sheets. Also, you can place the test data and pass the test data or pull the test data to the created test cases. Okay, once the test cases with the test data is ready, then what we will do? Generally, we will be executing it, right? So as part of manual process, you simply open the application and run them, right? So as part of automated scripts, you will run the automated scripts that you have created in the tools. Let it be UFT, Selenium or Tosca, right? So the tools will have the test cases and the test data ready. So when you run this is the execution phase. So when you run the test cases, it will go to the application and try to test the functionality, right? So this is about the execution phase. So in the execution phase, yes, if you find any deviations from the actual result. So let's say suppose you are testing the login functionality. Okay, login functionality. I'll go to this login button, try to enter mobile number, enter password and login. So let's say as part of the requirement, I need to enter mobile number, password, and then only click on the login button. Okay. when you're trying to test this functionality, what happens? There might be some error that is causing, or you might say when you open this login page, you can see some other name over here. If you see some other name over here and it is failing, then it is a defect, right? It's an error because it is against the requirement document that is given by the client. So as per the client, we understand, okay, this is the login page. We understood, right? Okay, this is the login page. We try to enter the mobile number, give the password, and they click on the login button. This is the requirement that we got from the client. But what you see in the application, it is quite different. If you see that is quite different from the requirement document, yes, that is a defect. So this is about the defect management. So when you run the test scripts, and if you see some there is a deviation against the requirement document, we will be reporting the defects. So if you report the defects, where it will be go, where it will be going, okay, what is the place? So when you report the errors, that will be again going to the developers. So the developers again, they will try to see the code and correct the error and give back to us for testing. Okay, this is like a round robin fashion. If you face any errors, again you will give it to the developers to develop the code again, and they'll give back to the testers, right? So once the testing is done, it will be moved to the live environment. Clear? So this execution is done, and if you find any defects, then you can raise the defects. So execution phase also, let's say if you want to, you are running the test cases, and if you want to send the status to your test leads, right? So you can generate the reports also. So in Tosca, report generation is very easy compared to other tools. Fine. Just give me 1 minute, guys. You have any questions, you can please ask me in between.
I did the last year here.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes,
uh,
Lassie.
but after seeing these three slides, I just need a clarification. Do we need to, I mean, are we learning about the script writing also? Because to automation, to do automation, we have to write scripts also, right? Are we learning those on?
Can you be clear?
I'm a mistaken.
Yeah, I seriously can't hear your voice.
Okay.
You're not that audible.
Okay. Now you are able to hear.
Yes, yes, it's clear now.
You're able. Okay. My question is, are we learning about scripting also? Because is it the automation or the manual testing are we learning now?
So scripting in the sense we
If it's
have
a
two
manual,
ways, right? Uh-huh. You scripting
okay.
as part of
In the
manual
automation,
process, or you're asking about the tool in the tool?
uh, in the tool,
So
like
you
you said in the recording, script enhancement and so on. Are we
mm,
writing? Do we need to learn any scripts in this? I mean, scripts like coding.
okay. No, no,
In the
no.
first slide, you told we don't need coding, right?
So script in the sense a test case. Okay, don't get confused. Script is nothing but a test case. Test test case script. I mean to say, it's not a scripting language that I mean to say. Script is nothing but a test case that you design in your tools. Let's say in Tosca, you don't have any coding knowledge, right? So it's a scriptless automation tool. So script is nothing but a test case.
Because I'm new to this world actually, so I don't know
Okay, okay,
anything.
okay.
This is the first thing. Just wanted a clarification that are we also learning any code? I mean, writing script. And do we need to write anything so that it will be automated get tested? So just a clarification.
Yeah, because if you want to go over the test cases, we need to write something in the tool, right? It's not in the coding way. That will be in a different way that is handled in Tosca. So as I told you, it's a scriptless automation. You need no need to write some lines of code over there. So I'll show you. I'll show you in the coming slides. I'll open Tosca and show you. Fine. Correct. So if you want to generate the reports, right? So as I told you, in Tosca, it's very easy to generate the reports. Let it be in PDF formats. By default, it will be in a PDF format. If you want to customize the reports also in different ways like the Excel, HTML also, it will be very easy when compared to the other tools. Okay. When you compare to the other tools, I mean to say, in the other tools, if you see, we need to integrate some other tools into the Selenium to understand and customize the reports. So customizing or doing the reports generation will be very easy in Tosca. Okay. So yeah, this is about the test automation architecture, guys. So script, as I told you, it's not a scripting way that we create our test cases. It's nothing but I'm calling a script like we'll create a test case, right? So in a manual way, we'll write the test cases we'll define the functionalities in a test cases way, right? We'll define these test cases in a test sheets, correct? So the same way we'll create the test cases in the Tosca tool. So this is nothing but a script. I'm just calling it as a script. We are not going to have some coding or lines of code in Tosca. So we'll just have some modules. We'll just scan the objects that are present in the application, save that in a modules and just drag and drop. Okay, there will be drag and drop mechanisms in order to create your test cases. That's it. So you don't have any scripting language you need to learn. It's not kind of VB scripting, or it's not kind of you need to learn some .NET coding or C# coding over there. So it's purely scriptless automation tool. Fine. So what is testing? So we have seen an example. We were looking at manual testing and automation testing. And what is testing now? In a simple way, it's quite important as a development phase, because in order to make an application defect free or a bug free application, yes, we need to have a testing phase, right? So if you see, so software testing is quite important, because if there are any bugs or errors in the software, it can be identified early and can be solved before delivery of the software product. By end of the day, for the clients, we need to give a defect-free product, right? If you have some errors in the application, that is not correct, right? So in order to avoid those failures or the defects in the application, you need to have some testing that you need to do it at the early stages. So that's the reason testing is also quite important as development phase. So this is about testing. And if you see drawbacks of manual testing and advantages of automation testing. Okay, drawbacks of manual testing, as I told you. So what we generally do when you see this application, when you open this Flipkart application, right? So there are, if you see, there are many options over here. If you click on this option, there are again some sub functions that are already present in this option, right? So there are different options that you can see under one category. So let's say you have some 10 categories over here. Under one category, let's say this is one functionality. So if you want to test this functionality again, what you need to do, as a whole, you have some, if you want to test the entire functionalities or the entire categories of this application, you need to derive your test cases, right? So how many test cases will be there? So it can be some 200 number of test cases. Okay. So when you test the 200 set of test cases manually is nothing but we'll open this application manually. As I'm opening it, you are seeing this, right? So I'm just opening this application in a browser. I'm just clicking on it using my mouse. Correct. Let's click on this login button. I'm just entering something over here. Okay. I'm just doing all this in a manual way. So in order to, let's say this application, it's having 200 set of test cases. Okay. So what happens in a manual testing, we need to, in a team, if you have set of 200 or 300 test cases, let's say you have 200 set of test cases. So how many days you need to take if you do a manual process? Let's say it will be more than a week, right? Because it's a manual way, we need to test the entire 200 set of test cases. If one person is doing, it will be more than a week. If two persons are doing, if it is 2 weeks, it is taking for one person. If it two persons, it will take for 1 week, right? So if you go and divide in this way, it's actually generally time consuming task. correct? So you require more number of resources also in order to do manual testing. So low accurate also, because as a manual process, if you see, we may commit mistakes because um, it's a manual way, right? So it will be less accurate, correct? And if you see the task also to be performed repeatedly, if you see this point, what are the tasks that we will be doing repeatedly? If you open this application, login is the, so let's say I want to test this grocery category. Okay, under this grocery category, I'll click on this, and under this category again there are some different options over here. Okay, so for testing this grocery category, I'll open this application, click on this login button, and then test this functionality under the grocery category, right? So every time, what I need to do, every time I'll open this application in a browser, log in application, and then test this, log out from the application. So there are some repetitive tasks that I'm doing, right? So every time I'll open this application, log in and do. So there will be some repetitive tasks that we will be doing as part of the manual testing process. Okay. So the simple way, manual testing process, manually if you do, it is really time taking process. Number of resources also will be more. Low accurate results will not be that clear. And task also we need to perform repeatedly every time. Okay, so this is about the drawbacks of manual testing. When you see the automation testing advantages, we'll simply say like it's quite opposite to the manual testing process, right? So this, if you see, it's a time consuming, and here if you see, we are having some tools instead of testers, right? Instead of human beings, we'll instruct Tosca or any other tools, automation tools, will instruct something, and in order to avoid human intervention, we'll instruct the tool to do our job, right? So in this way, it is less time consuming. Okay, only one tool you instruct something, and only one tool will do the entire task, correct? So less number of resources are required, and high accuracy, and no human errors. Okay, task need not to be performed repeatedly. The task which you are doing repeatedly, right? So you can place the repetitive functions that are there in somewhere in some location. You can store that in some location, and from that location or directly you can use them into the test cases. Clear? So this is about the advantages, and this is about the drawbacks of manual testing. So in the simple terms, a manual testing is a manual process, that's it. In automation testing, if you see, just have some tools installed and instruct something, create your test cases, and try to automate the things. Okay, automate the things in the sense, as I told you, avoid human intervention and place some tools over there, give your test cases and run the testing functionalities easily. Clear? So the next one, different automation testing tools. Okay, I have given three tools because these are quite running in the market nowadays. So UFT and Selenium and Tosca. If you compare Tosca with other tools, right? So yes, I agree. Tosca is license-based tool, and even though it is license based, right? So as it's easy to learn and implement because it's a scriptless automation tool. You don't need to have any coding knowledge as such. If you compare it with Selenium and UFT, if you want to learn UFT and Selenium, you need to learn coding first. Okay, 1 month of coding knowledge you need to have. In order to learn Selenium, you need to understand Java concepts first. Okay, for the 30 to 40 days of training period, you need to learn the Java concepts, and then you need to jump into the Selenium concepts. So it will take you more than 2 months to learn Selenium. But if you see Tosca, as I told you, as I'm stressing, because it's a scriptless automation tool, you no need to have any coding knowledge as such. You can directly install Tosca and try to test your functionalities of the applications. Okay, so as part of license based, and if you see as part of type, it's, yes, it's license based, and cost also it's moderate when you compare to with other tools. And supported app, if you see, 160 plus applications is supported by Tosca. Any kind of application you can simply go over and automate your test cases. Let it be any technology, 160 plus applications is supported by Tosca currently. Okay, if you compare with Selenium, yes, Selenium you can only automate web-based applications. Okay, UFT, web and desktop-based applications. Fine. So since it is a scriptless automation tool, right? So you, as I told you, no coding knowledge is required for Tosca. It's very easy to learn and implement. A non-IT person also can try to install Tosca and go over the Tosca tool. Okay. And best automation testing tools for 2021 and 2022 is Tricentis now. So if you see this Tricentis as I placed over here, when it is compared, like when it's compared to other tools, Tricentis is one among the other tools also. Best automation testing tools. Next one. Which companies use the Tosca tool for automation? So this is the main question. Everyone will be having this in mind, right? So most of the companies, the big companies, 246 big companies currently, like Accenture, L&T, if you see Soft, and various companies like Wipro, Accenture, Infosys, and various other companies are using Tosca tool. And if you see Selenium projects who are working on Selenium tool also, they are actually moving from Selenium to Tosca because of its simplicity, because it's you don't want to have some coding knowledge as such, right? So even a functional tester who have some manual testing experience also can learn Tosca easily. Okay. How good is Tosca tool for a career in automation testing? So as I told you, it's a simple tool to learn and implement, because it's you don't need to have some coding knowledge as such before installing Tosca. And if you see, it has evolved into a major competitor for code-based automation tools such as Selenium. Okay, and as we seen in the previous slide, and most of the companies now are using Tosca tool, and you are getting more number of opportunities for Tosca tool from the past 2 years. So as I told you, most of the projects who are working in UFT and Selenium are slowly moving to Tosca, because the maintenance will be very easy in Tosca tool, and many other features, okay, in Tosca. Not only the maintenance purpose or reporting purpose, let it be anything. You no need to integrate any tools. If you see Selenium, right, you need to integrate. If you want to run a simple code also, you need to be frank, you need to struggle there for maintenance part also in Selenium or UFT, because it's you have some huge lines of code over there. For if you say in the application, if some requirement has been changed, okay, some object properties or something has been changed in the application, um, for maintenance purpose in the tool like Selenium and UFT, it will be very hectic, because you need to go over some lines of code, like hundreds of lines of code over there, and try to change the things in Selenium and UFT. If you compare with Tosca, it will be very easy, damn easy, because only in 2 clicks, only in 2 steps, you can directly go and place your changes in the test cases. Let it be any number of test cases, you can simply maintain the test cases. Okay, you can simply do the changes, whatever the new changes that are coming in the application, you can simply do the changes. Okay, one second. So this is about the Tosca tool, and how good is Tosca tool for career and automation testing. If you want to understand, this will be the best option for your career, guys, because as I told you, non-IT person also, if you don't have any experience in testing, and you don't see a testing word also, you don't know about any testing concepts also, you can go over Tosca. Okay. So before going to Tosca, any doubts? I'll pause for a while. Any doubts so far in the previous slides?
No, Deepti.
Thank you. So let's start about Tosca overview and the concept of Tosca now. So if you see, Tosca is one of the popular automation tools offered by Tricentis. Okay, Tricentis is the team who have developed this Tosca. And Tosca, if you see, it allows automated functional software to be tested, and it comes as an entire package. If you install Tosca, right, you need to have some license. You need to get the license first. Okay, there is a free trial license in order to install Tosca in your machines. So once you get the free trial license, that will be valid for 60 days, guys. So once that is done, when you install Tosca, it comes as an entire package. This package includes Tosca Commander, Executor, Xscan, and Repository. Okay, Commander is nothing but you will be creating your workspaces over the Commander. So for an example, I'm opening this. Let me open a Word document. Okay, a Word document. If you see, I'll be opening a new option and try to create a Word document over there, right? So it's simply like that, like Tosca Commander. Over the Tosca Commander, you create your workspaces. Okay, workspaces will be like single user workspace and multi-user workspace. So those in detail concepts will be um, going over in the sessions. Okay, so Tosca Commander uh, contains everything. Okay, like let it be, um, if you see, it's a area where you design your test cases or handle everything. The entire day-to-day activities will be present in the Tosca Commander. Okay, so the Tosca executor, as it name says, for execution, if you want to execute your test cases, then Tosca executor will be doing that job. And Tosca Xscan, or you can say Tosca Wizard. So let's say this application, Flipkart application, if I, as a human being, am opening this application with my eyes and trying to see the different functions, right? But how Tosca will try to view all the things, because it's since a it's simply tool, it's a machine, right? So how it will identify? So how Tosca is identifying is, there is a Tosca wizard. So when you want Tosca to make the understand the things in the application, then there is a Tosca wizard concept over there. So it's kind of a dialog box that will be opened in order to identify the objects. Okay, objects in the application. Objects are nothing but, so let's say these are different categories, right? These are nothing but the objects in the application. Okay, so let's say this is a login. This will be a button. Okay, this is one of the object in the application, right? So these are the different objects. So Tosca will try to understand using a Tosca wizard. We'll open a Tosca wizard and try to identify different objects, okay, in the application, and save them using the Tosca wizard. Okay. So Tosca Xscan or Tosca wizard is nothing but it will try to identify all the different objects that are available in the application and save them simply into Tosca tool. Okay, into the Tosca commander or Tosca workspace. So once this is created, you can create your automate your test cases, design your own test cases, right? So test repository is nothing but it's is a place, like it's kind of a database. Whatever changes that you do in the workspaces, right, day-to-day activities, you need to save them, right? You need to store in some location. So this is nothing but a test repository. Tosca by default will support 4 databases like DB2, SQLite, MS SQL Server, and DB2 Server. So these are the 4 database that is supported by Tosca by default. And if you, whatever the changes or what are the activities that you do in the workspaces, right? So those will be directly saved into your Tosca repository. It's nothing but a database to storing all your activities, right? So when you install Tosca, this is the package. You no need to have a separate license for each of these packages. Okay. So this will be installed when you raise a license for Tosca tool, right? When it is installed, these 4 will be installed for you by default. Okay. So this is about the Tosca overview. And now, Tosca is following an approach called model-based test automation, right? So this is a model-based test automation that Tosca is following. If you see this diagram, and here automation model, test cases, and system, right? So technical information. So this is the module that I have been telling you. So if you see, I was talking about Tosca Wizard, right? So Tosca Wizard is nothing but it will scan or it will identify all the objects that are present in the application and save it in a location. So that location is nothing but orange color symbol if you see. So whatever objects that you identify from the application will be saved in a location called module. Okay. So this module, if you see, this is an orange color symbol in Tosca. So this is nothing but a module. It will store all the information of the objects, okay, in the application. So you can say it contains all the technical information of the objects from the application. So once this is saved, what we can do next step is we need to define your test cases, right? So once the objects have been scanned by the Tosca, right? So the modules can be simply drag and dropped and create and used in your test cases. So in order to create your test cases, modules will be derived, and once the modules have been derived, then we can drag and drop into the test cases section in order to create your different test cases. Simple. So in this way, test case script will be created. It's not like we are going and writing some lines of code here. It's just simple. We try to scan using the scan wizard and try to identify the objects over here and places in the test cases section so that test cases will be automatically created. Test steps will be created for a particular test case. Okay. So if you see this one, in spite of irrespective of any other application, okay, let it be SAM, HTML, and databases, okay, databases application, web-based application, mobile-based application, let it be any application, the way it will try to identify the technology or the objects in the application will be same. Okay, modules will be same. This concept will be same throughout any kind of application. So this is about the model-based test automation that Tosca is following. It's simple drag and drop mechanism in order to create your test steps in the test cases. Okay. So, and advantages of model-based testing. If you see the advantages of model-based testing, so if you see this, this is a module which is containing the entire information of the objects in the application. So if you compare to script-based tools, right, like Selenium or UFT, you need to have some lines of code over here like this. And in order to test this one line in the model-based testing approach in Tosca, we'll go over this line simply and try to give the mode called verify and then simply verify in a one test step. Okay, in one step you can verify this action, verify this value. But if you see in script-based tools like Selenium or UFT, you for verification of one particular value, you need to write some 5 to 6 lines of code over here. Okay, so this is about the model-based testing approach in Tosca. It's very simple to learn and implement. Okay, implement your test cases. This is about the advantages of model-based testing, guys. And next one, reduced maintenance. As I was discussing, maintenance will be very easy in Tosca. So if you see, this is a symbol for module, right? So once the objects have been saved, this module can be used in several test cases. Okay, not only when one test case, it can be used in several test cases. And maintenance purpose, when you come to Tosca site, when you see when there is a change, okay, uh, this application, okay, I'll see the login functionality over here. So let's say today we have this login functionality and later on the functionality of this login will be changing, okay, might be changing. So the maintenance activity that you do as part of Tosca will be very easy because in 2 steps you can try to, you know, simply change the objects that are scanned in the modules. That will be very easy in Tosca when you compare to the other tools. Okay, in the other tools you have some for one test case you have some hundreds of lines of code over there. If some object has been changed in the application, to maintain some lines of code will be very easy because it will be very hectic. You need to go and search each line and then try to change the and then try to do the changes over there. But in Tosca side, in 2 ways, as I told you, there is a TQL search query. Using the TQL option, you can try to search n number of test cases and try to make the changes at one shot. Okay, just in 2 steps, you can directly make the changes in any number of n number of test cases in Tosca. So in this way, Tosca maintenance and maintenance activity will be very easy in Tosca. First one, as I told you, I was discussing the reporting generation will be very easy. You don't need to integrate with any of the tools in order to extract the reports from Tosca side. And maintenance part, it's very quite important in Tosca. So this is the main reason why the projects from Selenium and UFT has been moving to Tosca side. Okay, not only a scriptless automation tool or not only an coding knowledge. So maintenance part, since maintenance part is very easy in Tosca, so that's the reason most of the projects like Selenium and UFT are moving to Tosca nowadays. Clear? All right. So Tricentis model-based test automation. So as I told you, we were discussing about the model-based test approach, right? There is a concept called modules, and you will be saving all the objects over there from the application, and then simply drag and drop it over the test cases, right? So that's simple. Just drag and drop mechanism that you will be using in Tosca. You don't need to go for any scripting tool, okay, scripting language as such, like VB scripting or C# or .NET. So if you see 160 plus technologies has been supported by Tosca as of today. Let it be any kind of application. As I told you, like it's very easy to scan any kind of technology, right? Any like SAP or Sibyl or mainframes. Let it be mobile automation. Mobile automation also will be very easy in Tosca. And apart from these technologies, like desktop-based applications, Citrix applications also can be scanned easily in Tosca. Fine. And now, like why Tosca? We were discussing about all the advantages of Tosca. So when you combine everything, so you can gather all the points and say why we need Tosca. As I told you, like execution will be very easy, happens very easily as execution mechanism is in within one tool. As I told you, when you install Tosca, the entire package will be in the Tosca commander. It means the project activities, let it be modules, requirements. You can also define your requirements. Okay, test planning is also can be done in Tosca tool. The entire package or all the options will be available at one place in Tosca location. Okay, when you install Tosca and open the workspaces, right? So all the options, let it be defect management, let it be test planning, let it be requirements, executions, and everything can be report generation. Okay, integration with Jenkins and any kind of mobile automation if you want to do. So everything will be under Tosca command, Tosca workspaces. So you no need to, again, as I told you, you no need to go and integrate your Tosca tool with some other applications in order to have the activities. Okay, let's say Selenium, you if it is a test ng, if you want to learn, right? So you need to install some test ng frameworks. You need to have the test ng frameworks inside the Selenium tool, and then you can first you need to learn the test ng framework. You need to understand them, and then try to design your test cases in Selenium. But here in Tosca, you no need to have some frameworks knowledge or coding knowledge over there, because modules will be having module concept is there in Tosca, so that it will be easy to design your test cases, right? So executions will also be very easy, guys. So there is an execution list concept over there. Try to place your test cases over there, and the execution, if you see, the execution time also will be very less in Tosca when you compare to the other tools. If you go for Selenium and UFT, the execution part will be taking much time when compared to Tosca. So Tosca executions will also be very easy. Reporting, execution, maintenance, and 160 plus applications is supported by Tosca. And finally, yes, it's a scriptless automation tool, and non-IT person or who doesn't have any IT experience, okay, who have experience with testing background, who doesn't have any experience in testing knowledge also, you can learn Tosca easily, right? So this is about why Tosca and advantages of Tosca and what is the approach that is followed in Tosca. Clear? So now we will see the concepts that are present in Tosca now. So let me open Tosca tool directly in order to show you the concepts. I was talking about the package, right? So this is the thing. This is the Tosca tool. Okay, let it be any like free license or any other license. Okay, the Tosca view. This is the Tosca workspace over the Tosca commander, guys. The look and feel of the entire Tosca will be same. Fine. So if you see, there are different options that are available. When you install Tosca, these will be the different options that will be default given as a package inside the Tosca commander. Okay. So as I told you, the entire day-to-day activities, let it be modules or creating your test cases, execution, integration, defect management, test planning, requirements will be done in the same workspace, okay, in the Tosca commander. So if you see this modules, okay, and so this is the orange color symbol. If you see modules, as I told you, this will be if you there is a scan wizard in the Tosca, right? So all the objects information, okay, all the objects that are present, the different categories, if you see in the application, right, so those will be saved in a concept called modules like this. Okay, modules. So module will store the technical information of the all the objects in the application. And next will be the test cases. Okay, this is the test case section. So the test case is simple. You will be deriving your test cases. So someone was asking me about test cases, right? So if you see, the modules will be having some information of the objects in the application, okay? And there is a test case. So this is a test case, guys. I was showing you. Just simply drag and drop this over the test cases so that you will be doing some passing some test data over the test step, okay? And try to run them simply. If you feel, if you see this, there is no kind of scripting code that I have written over here. This is nothing but a module, okay? Module, if you see, some objects will be scanned like this and information will be stored in a module. And from this module, I'll just simply drag and drop in the test cases so that I'll pass some test data like this, test data, and just simply run them. Okay. Here, if you see, I'm not going to write any lines of code, any piece of code. Did you see any piece of code over here? No, right? Only the modules that I'm trying to scan. Objects will be placed simple, and then I will go to the test cases and just simply run them. So this is about the test cases section, module section. And next one, as I told you, requirement section. So requirements, so some projects will follow from scratch. They will try to do the things like from requirements, they define the requirements, they understand the requirements document and try doing the requirements here, and then they'll try to go to do the modules and then the test cases and other execution part. Okay, so here when you compare to other tools, requirement can also be done in Tosca. So when you compare to Selenium and UFT, right, there is no such option called requirements. You cannot define your requirements over there. So here there is a added functionality. You can design your requirements also. So test case design, it's nothing but it's kind of an test sheet, okay, Excel sheet. So Excel sheet will have the test data, different combinations of test data, and then you can pass over the test cases in order to have some different combinations of various test data. So and you can simply run them. Okay. So we'll see these different concepts once we start our training. Fine. So test cases, requirements, and this is execution part, guys. Execution, as I told you, it's simple. So we will be executing the test cases. So here only we will be trying to generate the reports. Okay. And what next? So this is the look and feel of the Tosca. We were discussing, right? Test cases, modules, requirements, test case design, execution, issues. If you find any defects, right, you can go to this issue tab and directly place your issues. Okay. Test planning phase. Test planning phase is nothing but you can create your own sessions. Okay, let's say we as a team, okay, testers or any person in a project, like you have as a team you are working, you test leads or test managers wants to track the project activities of the users of the testers. So what they will do, they'll create some sessions in the test planning section, and in the sessions users will be assigned to the sessions, the testers will be assigned to the sessions, and all the activities can be tracked in the test planning phase. So here in Tosca, if you see requirements and test planning, it depends on project to project. That is not that important section in the Tosca. So mostly all the projects will follow from the modules phase. Okay, modules, test cases, and executions, test case design. Clear? And this is nothing but kind of an architecture in Tosca, like design your test cases, create your modules, right? So build your test cases, create your test cases from the modules, and run them and generate reports, and you can apply your requirements. Fine. So we were discussing about this test planning process. So if you see this, once again, okay, the test planning phase. So as I told you, you'll be creating some sessions over there. In the sessions, you can add testers, and for particular testers, you'll be having the activity what they're doing, like designing the test cases and everything. So these will be generally done by the test leads or test architects or test managers if they want to track all the project activities of the particular users that are who are working in the projects, right? Requirement gathering. So this is about the requirement gathering, guys. So you will create your requirement sets over here, and under each requirement set you can place the requirements, different requirements, and give some weights, and you can see the test coverage also, and what is the percentage of test coverage that you are covering as part of this requirement. So everything in detail will be placed in the requirement section. So as I told you, it's not that important. So only few of the projects will be following this requirement gathering, because requirements we already know it will be present in the FRS document that will be clear given by the client, right? So we'll generally understand the requirements, then only we'll try to design the test cases, correct? So this requirement gathering is not that important section. So test case designing, as I told you, like there is an internal test sheet. Okay, you can say an internal Excel sheet with the different combinations of the test data. So this is instance one and instance two. So this is nothing but if you want to run the same the test data, different combinations of test data you can give and pass it over the test cases so that you can run with the different sets of data. Simple. And test object identification. So this is the Xscan window, guys. So once the application is ready, right? So we'll open this Xscan window and try to identify the objects. Okay. And in this way, this is the Xscan window. So this is the way that you identify the objects in the application. This is the application and this is the Xscan window and Tosca. So we'll open this Xscan window and try to identify the objects in the application and just click on save so that it will be saved in a concept called modules. Okay. And custom modules are engines. You can create your own modules also like this. Okay. So mostly by Xscan window only. Mostly by this Xscan window only, you will be trying to identify the objects. So if you want to create your own modules, also you can do in this way. And test scripting, like in the test cases, okay, test scripting, I was talking about the scripting part. So someone was confused about the scripting concept, right? It is not that we are writing some VB script or some code over here. So if you see in the test cases, if you see here in the test cases part, I'm just using the modules that is scanned and just dragging and dropping in the test cases so that I'll pass the test data simple and just simply run the test cases. Okay. And test execution phase, so simple. Once this test case has been ready, yes, we need to pass the test data and we need to run. We need to check if the functionality in the application is working or not, right? So you need to execute the test cases. So in the test execution section, you go over the test execution section and then try to run the entire test case in order to get the results. So if you want to get the results, go to the test execution section and run them. And then what you do here, if you want to take the report out of it and send it to your test leads or test managers, yes, you can do. Using the print report option is there available in the test execution section. Using that, you can print your reports in any of the formats that you wish to send it to your test leads. And finally, testing type supported by Tosca. So if you see, I was discussing in my previous slide, 160 plus application, any kind of technology, can be supported by Tosca. How it is supporting? So there are some engines. Okay, let's say suppose I want to scan an application called Flipkart. Okay, I'll open it in a IE or Chrome browser. So how it is scanning? So Tosca internally will open a scan wizard. So behind the scenes, what happens? It will use some engines. Okay. So in order to find the technology. So if you see the engines over here, T-box engine, under this, there are some different engines. Some special engines also will be present. Like if you want to scan a SAP application, you can go for SAP engines. Okay, SAP engines and Java application, Java engine it will use. So .NET engines, Firefox engine. Okay, so there are different kinds of engines that are present in Tosca. So it will be using
Hello, hi guys. I think Deepthi, we lost your voice. Yeah, guys, wait for 1 minute. Hello, guys, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm checking with Deepthi.
Sir,
I think she has some issue. She will join back.
restored.
Hello, Deepthi.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, we lost your voice for last 5 minutes. Could you please go back to 5 minutes
Okay.
back? I
Uh,
think this is where we lost, I guess.
okay, okay.
Can you
Okay,
please
sure.
repeat from this slide?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Let me do that. Okay. So this is the last slide I was trying to explain. So testing types are supported by Tosca, right? So any kind of application. So Tosca currently it is supporting 160 plus applications. So how Tosca is trying to identify the technology is it is trying to use some certain engines that is present in Tosca test suite. So using that engines only, it will try to identify different technology.
yeah, we are unable to hear you, ma'am.
It's the same with me. I'm just checking with her.
Ma'am, I can't hear your voice.
Yeah, just wait for 1 minute. She will rejoin.
Okay, sir.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we
We
are
can
able
hear
to
you.
hear.
Yes, we can hear.
Can you present your screen, Deepthi?
Yeah, can you make me as a presenter session?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Deepthi, we are able to see your screen. Yeah, please go ahead. Just refer that last but yeah, this slide, and I think just wait for a few minutes, guys. It's going to finish. Then we'll address the queries and we'll complete the demo. Thanks for waiting. We had some network issues on Deepthi side. Thanks for waiting. Yeah, please go ahead, Deepthi.
Okay. So there are some special engines or T-box engines that are present in Tosca. So when you open, okay, let's say a SAP application, right? When you open a SAP application, so Tosca will identify the objects that are present in Tosca using a special engine called SAP engine. If you see a SAP engine that is present over here in the picture. So SAP, let's say a SAP or other than SAP, let it be an HTML application, let it be a Java technology application, .NET based application. So even you no need to install these kind of engines and no need to integrate Tosca with these engines. So by default, right? So when you open and Tosca scan wizard, so behind the scenes, Tosca will try to use these engines, change the technology accordingly as that application technology, and then it will try to scan your objects in different various applications. Okay. So these are the different testing types supported by Tosca. Like it will be using some special engines, and using the special engines only, it will try to identify different technologies. Okay. So this is about the Tosca overview and Tosca concept, guys. So and also the testing concepts. So as I told you, I'll be sending the curriculum. If you have any doubts about the curriculum, also please feel free to ask us. I'll be free to help you. And any doubts, you can go over your doubts now. Any questions, any doubts, let it be any doubt, please feel free to ask.
Hi, 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 ma'am. This is Siddharth.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, myself, I completed my MTech in 2018. This is
Mm-hmm.
regarding my, as of now, if I'm taking this course now, what's going
Mm-hmm.
to be my, how can I replace my resume while going with interviews and how can I face it? I need this solutions here. Can you help me in that?
So how, you mean, are you working in any of the companies or
No,
you
no,
want to
no, no, no. No,
start your
I'm not
career?
working in. Yeah, I need to start my career, but I completed my MTech. Finally, I completed my studies at MTech. It's going to be in 2018. From there, I'm free only. I'm not having any type of experiences.
Okay, once you
Then,
take this training, right, you can, for resume preparation and for the interview purpose guidance, if you want to have, you can contact our team. They can help you with those resume preparation and everything.
okay, is this going to be good for me too? As I because I completed my MTech in 2018. Na? How
Mm-hmm.
can is there any issues for my while going with this course?
Yeah, no kind of any issues, no need to have any doubt as such because you're starting your career, right? It's this Tosca tool, it's not started in 2018 as such. It's not a new tool in the market. So you can place your resume like 3 to 4 years of experience, added Tosca in your resumes, and then you can go for the interviews. It's not a problem. So you don't have any experience in IT, you don't have any experience in testing, right? So it's not that easy. I mean, it's not that difficult to learn Tosca. Okay,
Yeah,
so it
okay,
will
okay.
be added value for you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks.
Because you can actually get an easy opportunities in Tosca side because nowadays market is quite good on Tosca. So since it is a, scriptless tool, right? You can have this training and you can be placed easily. Not a problem. No issues for that.
Okay, okay, thanks.
So for resume preparation and the interview guidance, you can contact my team. They'll be ready to help you.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes, someone wants to ask something. Please go ahead.
Hi Deepthi, I'm Pradeep here. I just
Okay.
have one doubt. I'm working as a manual QA in one of the organizations. So
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be wind up like we have just offboarded. Like they are
Mm-hmm.
going to be offboard me in maximum just in 1 month. So I can
Mm-hmm.
replace this my experience with this Tosca in my
Yeah, yeah,
resume.
sure, definitely. Sure, definitely.
Uh,
Because you have manual testing experience, right?
yes,
So
I'm work
you know how to
banking
create
project.
scenarios. Yeah, right, correct. So it will be easy if you add this Tosca in your resumes. You can get the opportunities.
Okay, thank you.
So manually, how you test the functionalities of the application, the same way you will be trying to automate the things in Tosca also. You create your
Yeah,
test cases and
we are using this Jira tool for defect test trial for writing the test cases and
so then it will
manually
be
and
very easy for you to learn this Tosca.
okay. Yeah. Thank you, Dipti.
Hello.
Yeah. Yes.
Hi Dipti, I am Lavanya.
Yeah. Hi,
Hello.
Lavanya. Yeah. Hi, Lavanya. I
Uh,
can hear you.
okay. Actually, I don't have any IT experience,
Mm-hmm.
and I completed my MBA in 2010. Uh,
Okay.
in past also, I have experience in accounts only.
Okay.
So this is useful for me, or
Yeah, definitely. So if you see, if you have some doubts, like as I told you, like not only manual testing, like not only Tosca concepts, before prior to Tosca, so I'll be covering some concepts of testing, how do you write the test cases. We will show you how to
yeah,
write properly
yeah.
mostly.
Actually, okay. Actually, is it possible to working in this platform?
Yeah, it is possible. It is
Uh,
simple.
okay, okay.
It is simple.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Deepti. Okay. Uh, Hello, Deepti.
Yeah,
One last
Pramila.
question. Actually, in the resume preparation, I mentioned in this experience, or no need to.
So experience in the sense you have,
Uh,
okay, as
yeah.
you
Uh,
no, you can modify that experience, no problem. So that's what I'm telling you. As part of the curriculum, I will be
okay.
covering concepts also. So you can replace your resume with functional testing experience with 1 year also. The next 3 years of experience will go. That will be okay for you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Deepti.
Yeah. I'll be explaining the concepts in detail about the testing, manual testing concepts. How do you define your test cases? Take one application and an example, and then we can write the test cases, understand the requirements. So from starting, I'll be showing you. So then that will be easy for you. If you modify your resumes with this manual testing also, right? So by end of the curriculum, I'll be helping you with the interview questions, and also I'll give you the guidance on how to handle this manual testing concepts and Tosca testing concepts. So by end of the training, I'll be helping you on these questions also, interview questions also. Okay, the concepts those most of the companies are asking you. So I'll be helping you with these questions.
Okay. Okay.
Hi Deepti, this is Ramesh.
Yeah, Ramesh. Right.
After 60 days, can we use another mail rate to extend license for practice
Yeah,
purpose?
yes. You can use another mail ID to extend the license. No problem.
Okay. Thank you, Deepti.
Hello, my
Yeah.
name is Sarvesh. Yeah, usually how much years of experience the companies used to prefer uh, the
For
candidates?
Tosca,
Yeah.
3 to 4 years will be okay because
Okay,
you are taking the Tosca training, and if you want to move to Tosca, right? So three to
okay,
four years will be okay for you. So if you
okay.
go for 4 plus years or 5 plus years, then they might be asking
Yeah, a lot
like
of questions.
Tosca,
It will be
Tosca
a next
lead.
level like of yes.
Yes,
Okay.
correct. Next level.
Usually, how in what range will be the salaries? Any idea? Means if we put 3 to 4 years on an average, any idea or
Yeah, you can get around 10 plus package you can expect for Tosca. 10
okay,
plus.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you.
So if you place three years or 4 years of experience, then you can get 10 plus.
Okay, okay, Deep, thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, tell me.
Uh, if I need, we need any type of support after completing this course and anything while doing job? I'm asking. Or with support
The
also we can go with this job.
I didn't get you. Like you are expecting a project support or
Yeah, I don't know anything, right? If I'm
oh,
getting after completing this course and everything,
mhm.
while going into a job, I need any support or not? I'm asking.
No. So
Let me answer your question. During the course, you can get a support. After that, we'll give some online kind of support. Okay, not physical, but online support we can provide from
Okay.
Cloudflare.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
During the course duration, if you have any practical challenges or something, you can post it in the WhatsApp group, or she can conduct after the class, she will address your challenges or queries, or if you got stuck up with something. So after the regular class, she will spend like 30 minutes and she will address your queries. And
Yeah,
after
okay.
job placement, you'll get a support, but that's online support we get.
Okay. Okay, thanks,
So
Isha.
one more thing, yeah. So one more thing, mostly as part of the curriculum, right? When you are placed in the projects also, you don't feel that difficulty or the challenges because all the things that I will be explaining you, the real time live projects only I'll be explaining you guys. Like mostly it will be hands-on only. It's a practical sessions only that we will be doing. Okay, if you have some challenges or any difficulties, okay, it's up to you. You can share your screen and show me. We can go over the issues. That's not a big challenge. And yes, if you place in the projects also, no need to worry. So till the level up to the mark, like when you're placed in the projects, right, you can simply take this training course and you can directly automate your test cases in any applications. Okay, you will not find any challenges as such.
Yeah, okay, okay. Thanks.
But basically, if you follow these sessions and also if you do the practicals only, then you will be able to do the things.
Yeah, okay, okay, okay. Thank you.
Hi Dipti, can we do API automation by using Tosca?
Yeah, definitely. It is very easy in Tosca when compared to other tools. So API
Okay.
automation is there in Tosca. Yeah. Any other question, guys? So let it be this simple or silly doubt, anything that is running in your mind, please ask us.
If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, or you can post it in the chat. So we'll try to address. So if you still have some questions which are not clear as part of this demo session, you can reach out to the numbers which are displaying on the screen, so that they can help you if it is anything. So regarding your experiences, and like if you require any suggestions, or to how to like mold your like your career, like your past, so Praveen will help you on that. You can reach out to Praveen so that he can explain you how to move the things after completing the course. So if you don't have questions, yeah, thanks everyone for spending your valuable time for this demo session. If you don't have any questions, we'll be winding up today's session. So that group will be open, the WhatsApp group. Still, you can post your queries over there. I hope there is no any questions. Are we good to close, Dipti?
One last question: when it started? Hi.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hello. Hi. Hi, Shashi. When it
Yeah.
is going to start the?
Yeah, it is going to start from Monday. So tomorrow and day after tomorrow, Praveen will reach out to each and every person, and from Monday onwards, the regular sessions will start. The timings will be 7 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Hello. Thank you so much.
So guys, I'll give 2 more minutes. If you have any questions, you can ping us, or we have the WhatsApp group, you can ping over there. Otherwise, you can talk.
What will be the total duration of the course?
Yeah, it will be 40 days of training period.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, one more thing, you can use your own laptop laptop to listen your classes, and also you can use that laptop. So from CloudCare, we'll provide one virtual desktop so that your workloads and everything will be, managed in that desktop. It's a virtual desktop, and we'll be helping you how to connect that virtual desktop. So there you can install the plugins related to Tosca, and if you want to install any custom applications in that dedicated virtual desktop, you can install them. And the documents and everything will be uploaded in that desktops as well. So there will be one folder, a shared folder we'll create. From that, you can access the documents related to your training, or that any images or anything. Everything will be available in that shared folder. So Naveen will coordinate with you how to connect to that Gembox or a virtual desktop. From there, you will manage everything. And also, regarding the fee payments, Praveen will be discussing with you. So you need to pay in two installments. So we'll first installment you need to clear in 3 to 4 working days, and after that we'll provide around some time to clear the second payment. But after clearing the first installment, you will be getting access to the tools. We have some standard tools, so that tool access, the credentials and everything will be it will be shared over the WhatsApp. So you can use those credentials to connect your virtual desktop. There only you can manage everything.
Okay.
Also, we are working we'll be providing a communicator tool to connect between you guys. If you want to when this is not available, so you people can connect to in between, you can form as a group, or you can practice together. So for that, I will also provide some communicators, so that we and also credentials will be provided, so that you can communicate within your colleagues or members, so you can practice together. If you want to come to institute physically, still we located in KPHB near metro station, so that if you don't have at home you can practice or you can concentrate, means you can come down to our institute. From here you can do your practice, but you need to bring your own laptop to here to connect to virtual desktop. Also you need a laptop. Other questions, or are we good to close?
Yeah, I think we don't have any further questions. Maybe if we don't have any further questions, we can wind up the session for today, guys.
There are no further questions. We can wind up today. That's fine.
Yes, we are good.
Yeah. See you on Monday class. Yeah. Thanks everyone. Yeah. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks for joining the demo.
Great
Thank you
weekend.
all.
Thank you.
Happy weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Deepti. Bye.